good morning. Slept well? That greeting ain't gonna do, innkeep. Give me your best lines, I'll hear them all today. Hello? Top of the morning to you, adventurers. Go on. Peace and contentment be upon you, travelers. Sweetwater and good berries, friends? Alright, enough. You seem to be in high spirits. Not often you get the chance to work on the project of a lifetime. I'm glad you're so passionate about this. Hope you didn't give Kara too hard of a time convincing you. Nah. Once I mentioned Dragonfire, it would have been hard to just stop her from going on the quest. Was just tough to find her. Didn't take you for a nighttime soup enjoyer. I'm not, usually. I can be persuaded, though, with the right soup and company. I assume your quest for comfort food turned out successful? Not at all! It was thwarted by the shadow of the night. Dearest Rhea promised she'll endeavor to make shortbread another day when the sun is high in the sky. And the stores are open. Rhea grew up in a realm of myths and legends, the subterranean caves, the realm of themselves. Lately, she seems to be warming up some guy in company and even teams up with other adventurers. Speaking of warm, she's always down for some hearty soup, but her comfort food is freshly baked shortbread. I'll need to make that sword first, though. Nope, I can't get her accent right. I can never replicate the accent I gave her day one, game one. I have never been able to replicate it. It was like some sort of Scottish, Irish, brogue mix thing, and I can't do it. Did Carolyn update you on what's at stake? Sure did. Those siggles of alcohol zest won't know what hit them when they see my newly forged weapon. It's siggles of alcohest. Gesundheit. So I assume you've worked out a game plan. More or less. Not like we've got a lot of info in that quest of yours. I'm sorry. Ye worked with what ye had. We'll manage. Though that ever-burning flame of Leviathan sounds more like a myth than something real. Sounds exactly like something you need for a mythical weapon capable of saving the world. Ha! Still, are you sure you're okay with reforging your sword for this care? Man, my allergies and congestion weren't that bad until I started streaming. It probably has to do with the fact that I only had mac and cheese left for food making, and so I made it. And I normally love mac and cheese, but I avoid it when I have congestion because it's dairy. That wasn't what I was asking about. Believe me, I know a thing or two about the importance of an heirloom. It's fine. It's just, I wonder if I'll still feel the same connection to my Baba when I look at the sword afterwards. Eventually, everything she gazed at in life will be gone. Don't you think she'd like looking at the sword of Carolyn the hero? That has quite a wonderful ring to it. I didn't know you, Grandma, but reforging that sword of Dragonfire to save the world, I think she would have been mighty proud of ye. And I'll make sure that weapon is the best anyone swung this side of the Aether Tree. You have a competition to win, after all. Exactly. I've been thinking all night about what techniques to use. The design ain't exactly final, but I'll finish it during our trip to the Highlands if I'm fast enough. Rhea, are you doing okay? Ye never heard of giving someone time to think? You seem to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself. This can't be just some simple run-of-the-mill weapon. And there's so much to decide before starting the forging process. Hitting, quenching, tapering, and the 5 Verican heat treatment techniques. And the 5... Wait. That could actually work. I'm surprised you still remember those. Certainly, you are very passionate about the method. I'm just stoked to get a weapon made by you, Ray. If it's you, I know my Baba's sword is in good hands. You seem to have the forging part covered. Anything planned for the rest of the quest? Right. Since we don't really know much about who or what might be guarding the flame, we're taking Hex along. Should we encounter any defenses of the, magical sort? As for how to get to the Highlands, Clay and Tia couldn't come along, so let's hope Baya is up for helping us with her tree travel thing. Seems like you've got your bases covered. You're the main fighter, Rhea's the craftsman, Hex and Baya as magical support, and Kyle as... I'm afraid I won't be able to fill a role this time, Innkeeper. I tried to distract myself, but the mere thought of dear Evelyn hurt and alone, or worse. It struck me with a torment strong enough to make even this undead heart bleed with worry. No matter what transpired between us, all I craved was to know her safe. But to allow my dear friends to march into danger alone was no less distressing. He was almost inconsolable the entire evening. I didn't want to choose one side, only to lose the other forever. That's when I slammed my empty bowl of soup down on the table between us. We weren't going to go off and die just because he took his eyes off us for a few days. And yet, that very fate had struck me several times in the past. I said, well, twat be damned if you never get to see me master weapon. Doesn't matter if I have to chew my way through that tree myself. Heard the dead have a taste of a bark anyways. It was as if those words washed away most of the anguish that was ailing my soul. Surely it was time to believe in the future. Oh, hey, Poe. Yeah, she's pretty cool. She's a Veracine? And to reconcile with the past I left behind, all for my most cherished people. As long as I didn't forget along the way. But we found a workaround for that. Flashcards! I just need to pull them out and be greeted by the wonderful cards prepared for me by Ray and Carolyn. Even though they may be far from me. That sounds great, Kyle. There's one about you as well. I am honored. Seems like you thought of everything then. Hopefully. Some help from your drinks would be mighty appreciated, nonetheless. Anything particular in mind? Some fire resistance seems like it would come in pretty handy. That does sound reasonable. We could focus on agility if we're going for that direction. Don't think we want to take whatever traps we run into head on. Add some strength as well, for what we can avoid. That and the fire resistance should definitely help with forging the weapon as well. Though, that ghost berry I brought you yesterday, I wouldn't mind some invisibility either. It might give us some imaginative ways to deal with whatever challenges we end up facing. Concentrating on intelligence to take full advantage of that sounds like a good option too. Hicks would like that. I bet. Knowing him, there's an equal chance of his ideas going horribly right or horribly wrong. If things go south, we'll need the charm to talk our way out of anything. And this way, dear Evelyn will be stunned by my most captivating entrance. Sounds decent. Some intelligence could also help with figuring out those techniques you mentioned. And my design, I guess. Alright, Innkeep. You look like you're bursting to help us out with this decision. Is it going to be dexterity with some strength as backup and fire resistance, or should we approach this with intelligence, a small dose of charisma in case things go really wrong, and some handy invisibility? Well, if you're asking me, this one's tough. Most of them I've known what I wanted to do before I do it. This one I don't know. So let's see. Okay, so Last Whisper for that one. Or what do I got? 3 brain. Peace Sunrise. 3 brain. And 2 charisma. I'm gonna go for the Sparkling Nebula. Sorry, guys. And they want the ghost berries. Well, gotta give Andu some. Good boy, Andu. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, I don't disagree. It was more of which path I wanted to. So, okay, so you do have to follow the menu for the actual drinks, but their orders, they always give you 2 choices, and you get to choose which one you're going to go with. And it changes the way the gameplay falls out. Oh man, I hurt my back over the weekend, last week, and it just keeps getting worse, not better. Somebody come give me a massage. Get on it. Some sparkle on top. Use every infusion at least once. If you want to forge that weapon properly, it might be best to reserve your strength. Also, anyone guarding the flame should be pretty invested in the dragon's well-being. So, here, to solving the challenges ahead of you cleverly. Appreciate it, Innkeeper. I think this will put us on the right track. And with that, we're off to the Highlands. Me and Kyle are gonna go grab Hex. Before I let him go check on his ex-wife. You go get Baya? Sure. Good. Alright, that's it, Innkeep. One last line for good luck. Make it count. Mind the creaky step on your way out. Heh, fair. Fare thee well, dear Innkeeper. Ray, by the way, is absolutely convinced we're an NPC. Kind of weird, isn't it? What is? There's going to be a battle for the fate of the world. But Elfie ain't even here to worry themselves stupid about it. They'd have loved this, I think. Not the impending doom, but all this getting together to defeat evil stuff. Make sure to tell those guys heading to Twilight Portal to keep an eye out for them. I will. Good. suppose it's time for me to head out as well. Stay safe, Care. Always, Innkeeper. Innkeeper, we have returned. I can see that, Tia. I was awaiting you. Oh, I'm surprised to see you here, Jade. Yeah, well, Miss Holier-than-Thou dragged me along. Something about finally doing my part. I distinctly remember you expressing open interest in our plight when we were talking to Iniko. I believe you asked multiple questions that indicated your desire to help. And I remember asking how much you'd pay, and you said nothing, so I said no thanks. And yet you didn't resist coming along. Do you have a better job lined up, Jade? Not yet. Iniko and I are eyeing something, but... Yes, that's her turtle. I guess I've got some time to kill. Perhaps Iniko can help too, then. They better. Not sure if I can deal with Princess here all by myself. No need to deal with me. I can handle myself. I'd love to have Iniko on the team. Me too. I assume you have written us a quest, Innkeeper. I have. Take a look. Hello, Artemis. By the way, there are 2 dogs here, so Artemis Treats gets double dog happy. Yes. Oh, that's Doug poking his nose in my back. Hi, Artemis. Guys, it's treat time! It's treat time! Oh, that's a good pretty. Artemis, you're just a bit more patient than Doug is. Pretty? Good pretty. Chill. Good babies! Good babies! Oh, they're so happy. Well, they're not happy right now because I took the treats away, but they were happy. Excellent work. I knew we could count on you. Let me have a look at that. We just have to catch the guy at the portal. Seems simple enough. We could even set up an ambush. Or be sneaky if he's already there. You can sneak, big guy? I can do a lot of things. A few years back, I spent some time with Lithic Panthers who showed me how to sneak up on anybody. I just don't like doing it. It seems a bit rude, you know. No, I don't. But I think this situation calls for a little rudeness. Agreed. It does. And for a little more manpower. You're right, Innkeeper. We should ask Iniko for help. Also, Hex suggested taking Voya along. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm, should our quest lead into it. Apparently he has family there, though I hope we don't need to disturb them. Anyone else? We considered a whole lot more, but Scully and Grace made a good point. They said not everyone is battle-tested, and that it'd be reckless to take inexperienced adventurers along. They also said we should look into more backup plans for the backup plan. I think they just wanted an excuse to do some research, and to stay away from the bloodshed. Can't blame them. Melly really wanted to come too, but Dave said no. Is he coming himself? Of course. Made these 2 ask him before we got here. We need good fighters, and kid's got some talent. I hope he said goodbye properly this time. Carolyn made sure he did. Never saw a more terrifying death glare in my whole life. It was very impressive. It was. So, are you finished with your questions? Actually, could you review the plan for me one more time? It's been a long couple of weeks. Sure. So, listen up. We make it to the Twilight Portal by the moon pools and stop our big bad evil fucker from going through. If we fail that, or if he's faster than us, we chase him through the Twilight Chasm and into and we prevent him from getting that fancy axe. And if that fails, well, we stop him at all costs. Sounds like a good plan. While you're at it, will you keep an eye out for Fable for me? Of course. Now, Innkeeper, by the dragons and all that is holy in this world, can we count on your help again? Yes. What do you need? Easy. We just need to be quicker than that maniac. We should be the first to reach the portal, and we should be the first to attack him, all while dodging his counterattacks. Outspeeding him seems like the smartest option here. You're wrong. It is foolish to think his strikes won't be powerful. We need to be well protected against him, so we can take him down before he really hurts any of us. Don't be stupid. If we're fast enough, he won't even get a chance to hurt us. I'd like you to say that again when you're lying in a pool of your own blood. Okay, maybe we need both? It's just the balance that counts. We could focus on a whole lot of defense, but keep some dexterity in our back pocket. And maybe some of those fast infusion things could make up the difference. I could hasten you with some golden feathers or saber fangs. Great! Alternatively, you could give us a lot of dexterity instead, with just a little bit of defense on top. And to make sure we don't get hurt, you can give us some of that frost armor Scully keeps talking about. Sure thing. I've got enough frozen pine cones left for that. I don't think Jade and Tia can make a decision without bloodshed, so could you help us out? Of course. I know just what to do. I'm going with the frozen pine cones and the speed first approach. I want to see if I have speed. I don't think I do, but I want to see if I have a 3 speed that does 1 defense. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be this one. Last Whisper, Frozen Pine Cones. And that does that and that, so 1 rain. A little charisma couldn't hurt either. Oh, 1 more dash. I'll stretch my neck. You can never go wrong with dexterity. Plus, you'll be able to show off your cool frost armor when his blade shatters against it, or whatever. I knew you'd make the right choice, Innkeeper. There was no right choice, Jade. You both wanted the same thing in different proportions. And you chose the cooler one. Or the more reckless one. I'll wait outside. Catch up with me when you're ready to admit I was right. Alright, Clay, let's go. Clay? You should, Are you okay? No, I don't think so. Aren't you scared? Of what? All of this. The fate of the world is a very heavy weight to bear, don't you think? What if someone gets hurt and I can't stop it? What if I can't protect you and the others and the world and the ferrets? Clay, stop. Please, for a moment, just stop. She doesn't have her bracelet on anymore. He does, though. I know this is scary. Truth be told, I'm scared too. My whole life has been building up to this moment. I've always been told I'm meant to save people, and if I can't, what's the point of me, you know? You are the point. I'm glad you exist, even if you don't save anyone. You're not some mythical savior. You're my friend. And you are mine, and I'm a little less afraid because I have you with me. You taught me how to value myself as a person, despite all the weight on my shoulders. I wish you would do the same for yourself. I promise you, together we will get through this. And we will save each other, and our friends, and the world, and all of the ferrets. And the innkeeper while we're at it. Thank you. I appreciate being included. You're enough, Clay. And you don't have to worry that you're not. And you too, Tia. Don't think I'm excluding you. I wouldn't dream of it. Having you two believe in me is all the strength I need. Can we still hold hands on the way there? So it's a little less scary. Of course. And remember, you can never lose me. Your bracelet will always tell you exactly where I am. And if you get lost somehow, despite your impeccable sense of orientation... Huh. I think her not having her bracelet on is a glitch because of what they just said. Mine will help me find you too. You just get lost looking. Maybe I'd have to ask Jade for help. I'd do that for you. Thank you, Tia. You're a great best friend. Oh! So are you. Oh! Alright then, best bud? Let's do this. Together. Somebody wanted something more than friends. Best of luck. We won't need it. Clay, Clay, Clay. He cares as much about the people around him as he does about all the animals he meets. He knows his own strength and how helpful his abilities are, but that also puts immense pressure on him. He wants to protect everyone, but even a half-giant can only do so much. Still, it's good to see him believing in himself. You must have made them some really good drinks, innkeeper. I've never seen Clay that determined. I tried my best. I have to say, Grace, I'm surprised you're not accompanying Hex to see the ever-burning flame. She didn't want to stop studying the magic spells. She thinks they might help us solve all of this. I think what might help me right now is a drink. Something that'll get my thoughts flowing gracefully despite all this mess. Give me a moment. Brain, brain, brain. Silent Owl. Peak Sunrise. I think Peak Sunrise is a better choice. Or Sparking Nebula. Storytellers and Scholars. Let's go with Sparkling Nebula. Yeah, let's go with that. And this. A delicious thought detangler just for you. I don't think I've ever tasted detangler as delicious as this. You've tasted detangler? Melly, would you like a drink as well? No, thank you. I've already had 3 hot chocolates today. I think if any more magic enters my system, I'm gonna eat the sun. On to another topic then. I heard you formed a research team? We did! Obviously Grace and I are the leaders, but we also recruited Scully and Archie. And Una said she wanted to sit with us and crochet while we work. What a great excuse to help. She insists we don't call it helping. Of course she does. Rufus is helping us too. His wool is so soft it calms everyone down. I wish Dave would join us too. I guess he's busy fighting the mean guy. But he promised he'd be back soon, so. And he better keep that promise. What are you looking into anyways? Melly mentioned spells. Are those the ones Hex found in the tower? Yes, those ones exactly. He stayed up all night decoding their formulas, but as soon as he figured out where they were about, he lost interest. So I picked them up. Most of them were rudimentary, all things we already have in our spellbook. But 2 stuck out to me. Care to educate me? Which one did you want to hear about first? Teleportation or soul binding? Soul binding? Hex brought home a glass case with a glowing floating scroll inside. After we got it out and removed all the protected runes, he was pretty disappointed. A riddle-locked glass case and protective runes? Seems like someone didn't want it to be used. I'm pretty sure I know why. It describes pulling souls right out of people's bodies and binding them into objects. Completely volatile magic. And dangerous, I assume. It's been a little hard to translate. I'm trying to figure out any side effects it might have, so I can convince Hex not to use it whenever he's slightly inconvenienced. Sounds difficult, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. What about the other scroll? The other scroll... One of those scrolls he found holds a powerful teleportation spell. Now, I fancy myself quite equipped at conjuration magic, but Hex finds it boring. He picked the scroll up because he assumed the golden runes meant it was special. He was right, but I guess it didn't have enough fire for him. More special than a soul binding scroll? No, but still special enough. I think if cast correctly, it could get you anywhere in Mysteria with incredible accuracy. Even to protected places and other planes. But I'm trying to figure out how to use it without destroying myself. It requires more mana than people usually have in their bodies. So you think it'd kill its caster? Almost certainly so. It still has a lot of promise. Maybe I can modify it. Best of luck. Thank you. Hex also brought back a lot of the wizard's personal notes. Let's read about Grace. Grace is probably Voyage's biggest fan. From time to time, she argues with her brother because to her, he seems very controlling, even though she's more than capable of casting protective spells. But now, she has her hands on 2 very powerful, yet dangerous spells, and is determined to figure out how to use them. Diaries and such, retellings of his exploits, of his hopes, dreams, fears. When I have some more time, I think I'll be able to do a deep dive into who he was. Maybe I can even put a little exhibition together, if Voy and Indigo let me borrow some of those magic items. I doubt they'd dare refuse you. I'd hope not. I want some magic scrolls of my own to decipher. But first, we need to finish this research, just because we need to figure out what to do if... It's just nice to have something to do, is all. Plus, I'll take any excuse to hear more of Scully's Everbloom stories. He's trying to figure out whether we can reverse the sigils. That'd be neat. Maybe you can duct tape them back together? I don't think so. With Archie's help, I also made this whole board where I can collect and connect all of our clues. Specifically, I've been looking into who exactly that necromancer guy could be. Clay said he noticed some flowers on his armor, and I think that might be a clue. Maybe he's a florist, or there's zombie flowers, or he wants to destroy all flowers. I need to figure out what his motive is. Because if we can figure out his motive, we can figure out who he is, and then we can figure out his weakness. Not that we'll need them, because Dave and the others will. What did he say? Kick his abs. But looking into it makes me... calmer? Yes. They'll be alright, right, Innkeeper? The zombies aren't going to eat them like they ate my parents. They won't. They'll all protect each other. He'll come back for you. I hope so. I don't want that to happen again. I miss my parents. I wish they were here to hold my hand. What were they like? Well, I remember my dad always told me bedtime stories about swashbuckling burglars. And I remember my mom loved making things out of yarn, especially socks. And they were really nice and cool, and I loved them so much. I know I can't replace your parents, but is it okay if I hold your hand until Dave, Carolyn, and Fable come back? That'd be nice. I feel a lot safer with them around, you know, like I'm home again. You are home. I think so too. But enough dramatic backstory. I'm turning into Dave. Just less repressed and gay for Fable. Maybe it's time to head out. We'll update you on our research tomorrow, Innkeeper, but first, we're going to get a lot of ice cream. Exactly. Una promised she'd make some. Save some for me. We'll try. Hello there. It's been a while since you last showed up. I feared you went home without saying goodbye. I thought something might have happened to you. Quincy says a lot of things have happened. Not all of them good. Which also means not all of them were bad either. I did end up finding this golden loon feathers quickly, with a little help from Voyage. But with everything going down, I decided to stick around and help those in need. That sounds just like you. How are things with you, though? You don't need to say much for me to know what that face means. I've seen it once or twice before. Is there something I can do for you? What is there to be done, Quincy? It's like everything is in limbo. Like dancing on the edge of a blade? One wrong move and it's over? Something like that. Would it help if I asked you for a drink? Maybe. You know what always helps me when I'm feeling down? What? A good cup of Quincy's hot chocolate. Here, after all I've heard, you might need it more than me. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Hot chocolate. I had iced cocoa. Now I have regular hot chocolate. Perfect for the cold nights of the winter solstice or days when your heart just needs a little warming up. Quincy's hot chocolate will have your spirits reinvigorated in no time. This hot cocoa with a dash of cinnamon quickly returns the feeling back into your chilled bones and maybe will make you feel a little less alone. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Now, go on. Make me a drink. This one or another one. Whatever you'd like. I'm going to make this one. Then after this, I'm going to make myself some delicious white hot chocolate. Okay. Meaning after the stream, not after I pour this drink. Oh, wait. One. Alright. And then this one. Couldn't wait to try it out right away. Well, you replicated it perfectly. My hands and heart are warm. Want to sip yourself? You look like you need it. Maybe later. May this drink be warmer than the current of these times. It most certainly is. Thank you, Innkeep. Of course. So, how are you then? I'm losing my mind. I'm just numb. I'm okay, I think. I'm losing my mind. Understandable. It feels like an underreaction. Wait, did I accidentally hit I'm just dumb? No. It feels like there is a million different emotions rolling around in my head. Almost none of them good. Oh, Quincy? Yeah, he's one of the guest stars. I believe. But yeah. He brought Quincy's hot chocolate. I'm glad to see you, Nomi. I like, really think you'd love this game a lot. And if they are good, my worries twist them into something horrifying. That doesn't seem fair. I don't know if emotions can be fair or unfair. Either way, it's good to feel things. Reminds you you're alive. I'm probably doing a terrible job at his voice, though. I'd like to feel a little less. We all say that until we suddenly do, and then we wish we weren't so empty. Isn't it good to care again? To have people you want to be well? Maybe. I didn't think I'd care again. So the whole point, really, since I think this is your first time with the game, is you have tavern patrons, and you can make them drinks, and that changes how the story goes. Because you choose which kind of drinks to make them for which quests. But it just happened. Yes, just like that. Without my consent, I might add. The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes what it wants is friendship. But I can see how that's a scary feeling. So many things are on the line now, perhaps more than you bargained for. It was easier when I just looked away. Would you rather look away than help your patrons? Your friends? No, but now I have to face the fear of losing them. Funny. Funny? Didn't you swear to me you were done fearing death? That you had nothing left to lose? Sometimes lying to ourselves is easier than lying to others, I guess. I'll keep my I told you so to myself. I just feel like I'm stuck in an endless cycle, and there's no way out that doesn't tear me apart. Would it help you to know we've all felt like that at some point in our lives? Not really, no. Then let me leave you with this instead. Love may come at the price of loss, but the inevitability of loss also comes with the reward of love. Okay, I'm writing that down. Yeah, and there was a guest appearance by the Monster Road Trip people. And there's another one. She's in a wheelchair. Because she's a mermaid, I think. So she's in a wheelchair on land. And has a two-headed doggy as her service animal. You can't lose something without having loved it. And so you should love whatever it is you fear to lose. Those are the moments that matter. The moments that make your life worth living. Besides, you have the power to step out of that cursed circle anytime. Do I? Write your own story, my friend. Don't doom yourself because you think it's what you deserve. I forgot how good you are at giving advice. Makes me a bit envious. You'll get there eventually. I hope so. Thanks for checking in. I think I needed that. Of course. Please don't stop reaching out. The safety of isolation is not worth the loneliness. I'm writing that one down too. Oh, no me, I've got Doug here. You better. Now, I heard the night market is close by, and I really don't want to waste this opportunity, so don't let me hold you back. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be safe out there. Why don't I get a catchphrase? Oh well, guess it comes with age. Maybe next millennium. It's not the first time they've addressed the innkeeper's age, but it is one of the first times they've done it directly. Hello. What voice do I want to give? Hello. Hello. Big, strong, manly voice. Greetings, traveler. Hello, old friend. Catch up with your past. Oh, right. Flowers. I should have known. Nice armor. Is it new? No. Doesn't it seem familiar? The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books? You know, I imagined this place differently. It's nice. Thank you. But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you? I like it here. Though, your visit is making me consider moving soon. It's not advised to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually, the past will catch up to you. I figured. What brings you here, really, Quasar? You know, this and that. I paid Merrill Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year. What for? Sightseeing. Trespassing. You broke in? I wouldn't phrase it like that. Burglary is incredibly impolite. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. The lady of the house greeted me with a snarl and slammed the door in my face. Not like that stopped me, but I found it quite rude. So, you did break in. Obviously, as a last resort. There was something I needed more than manners. As expected, she wouldn't give up her precious relic freely. So, you killed her? I would have, but no, the rats escaped. In the blink of an eye, she dissolved into mist. I always considered that to be a vampire's most annoying skill. But at least I got what I wanted. And what would that be? Curious as ever, aren't you? That's why I made it my job. What, being nosy? Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk. You manipulate your patron into telling you their darkest secrets. I don't manipulate. I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Quasar Dustbringer, would want? Just a little blood. Ingredients for the execution of a grand design. Grand design? We were never ones to make good big plans. Speak for yourself. Maybe times changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same. I had to make sure you'd recognize me after all. How could I ever forget you? It seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on. It wasn't. Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern? Is that why you're here? To throw your accusations around? No. I guess I just wanted one last chat now that everything's coming to an end. And I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So, how are you doing, friend? The world will know will end. I'm full of hope for a better tomorrow. Me too. I'm just afraid that we're hoping for different dawns. We might be. How are you doing? Did she even want to know? It's my job. And my tavern is open to everyone. Your protective spells beg to differ. They let you through, didn't they? So, how about a drink? And then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest. Sure. Let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you remember what I taught you. Of course I do. I know, Andu. He's very scary. I'm sorry, Andu. I'm sorry. I know. I'm so sorry. No! Hey, look at him scaring Andu. How can he be like that? Charisma, charisma, charisma. So we've got 1,000 wins. We don't want to avoid unwanted questions. There we go. Bring deepest feelings bubbling to the surface. Great for emotionally repressed individuals. This guy seems like an emotionally repressed individual. Can I make it without an infusion? Because I really don't want to give him any benefits than I'm already giving him. Yeah, I think I can. Poor Andu. Look at what you're doing to Andu. How about this? Sweet and chatty. Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day. Did you think I'd forget? Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people. Ouch. It seems like people are right about one thing, though. That would be, your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, but they can push them in a direction, alter their destiny. I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors. Will you support my endeavor? As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern. How noble. How awfully morally gray. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed. I like it that way. Making decisions for people, leading them to their doom, all because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy would do. I help. You help, sure. You always liked to help when it was most convenient for you, when it got people to love you. I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them. I didn't forget them. Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? How dare she leave me with nothing but the stars, staring at them alone? Wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how, by the dragons and their false light. It's all you've done with your freedom, this dastardly achieved freedom. This. There's still blood on our hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up, that I'm not like you. That it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands. They're gone. Not for much longer. Soon, the star rain and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow. A new horizon, unhaunted by still ghosts. Quasar, innkeeper, why would you do something like this? Don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed. The me you knew was foolish. Some situations are hopeless, and some decisions aren't easy. Decisions are quite easy if you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia. An ambitious task. I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity or scared of the consequences. But no, instead I chose to stick with it and get what I want. I don't give up, I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take. Everyone was dead. I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's sides? To never be alone again? We did. Didn't they deserve the same? They did. Then why are you here and they aren't? I don't know. Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing. We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little. That's not true. Do you still ponder about the meaning of life watching the stars? No, there aren't any anymore. It's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in trivial things. Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain. Like that. So naive. So stupid. It was bound to break. It meant everything to me. Don't lie to me! I've seen through the charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet. A declaration of your failure. An elegy to your cowardice. And a demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon. Feels familiar, doesn't it? They're alive. They can be saved. They are alive indeed. What you should ask yourself is for how much longer, and if the time comes, will you run again? No. But you sent them to your deaths, did you not? I sent them to stop you. I'm aware. Yeah, it's a good little tavern. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on. It's time to go home. Ah. Interesting. Care to explain? I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone, but I need her back now. You know I value my privacy. And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So, thank you for collecting so much information for me. You don't have to do this. I don't, but I will. Anyway, I've got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation. The offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of times past. I can't. My place is here. He is a scummy dude. What a pity. It almost pains me to see you haven't changed one bit. I've moved on. You should try it sometime. Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I need you anyways. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend. Or not. Alright, Quasar. I wish he wouldn't have come. Well, that's certainly some information. Chaotic evil, huh? Feed the Andu. Sweep the floor. Act like nothing's going on differently, apparently. My goal today was to do at least 2 days, since the last couple streams I've only managed one, so... Good morning, innkeeper. Oh yeah, Andu, he's so good. What? Wait until you watch me pet him. I didn't get to pet him because he was too terrified, but wait until you watch me pet him. Good morning. How's your research going? Well, we did a lot of it. Oh, let's see. Do I have any slump pus left in here? Haha. No. Damn. Why would I put a bunch of... Oh, my goodness. I'm silly. Ridiculous. No, Douglas. Okay. That sounds good? Yes, well... I can smell a breakthrough right around the corner. Are you writing that down, Archie? What? No, of course not. No notes are being taken here. None. Archie, I told you already. I might be the bestest detective in Phasia, and this might be the meeting of a lifetime. But the investigation has to come first. How are you going to have time to write a book about my detective career if the world ends in a few days? I mean, it won't, obviously. Because our friends are super strong and awesome, and we're super smart and awesome. But we should still focus on backing them up. I'm sorry. It seems like I can't help but gather material, even now. You're a very impressive detective, and I fear what will happen if I stop thinking about my books. Is this what I think it is, Detective Molina? I'm afraid it is. Excuse me? It's a severe case of the nerves. Quick, innkeeper, we need a remedy. Only your most revitalizing drink will do. Does the patient agree with their prescription? Really, it's not that serious. Thank you. Perhaps a cure that will boost my toughness is just what I need. On it, patient zero. Alright. Toughness. Defense, defense, defense. So we got steel tonic. First snow. Frosted Lagoon. Alright, I think we're going with first snow for this particular. No, not that one. Alright, Nomi, are you paying attention? Waiting to see if he answers me. Okay. Okay. Now that I know there. Yeah, good. Andu, the nice scary man is gone. The big scary man is gone. Yes, you're a good boy. And that is Andu? He's the best. I backed this game on Kickstarter, by the way. May this drink not be one of your tougher challenges. This is excellent! I could write a novella about the superb taste alone. I really appreciate the effort to cheer me up. I suppose I've been worrying more than I realized. How can I repay Rishme? You shouldn't just bear your worries silently. I would accept an update on your research as compensation. Certainly, we are happy to oblige. I thought my knowledge of tales and myths could serve us well in identifying another weapon to slay evil. So I questioned as many scholars and turned as many pages as I could. That sounds exciting. It might have been if I had managed to find even a hint of anything useful. Excalibur is nothing but a legend. The lance of Lowingness might be real, but it proved impossible to trace its location. And don't even get me started on the history of the sword Balmea. My research ended in total failure. Don't say that! We wouldn't know that there aren't any other weapons if you hadn't looked. It just means we have to move our research focus to something else now. Hey, Lumi. Like my investigation. Oh? Like I mentioned the other day, I really wanted to look into who this weird bad guy really is. With a plan like his, he can't just be some random nobody. His plan does have a certain je ne sais quoi. It's just so mustache-twirlingly malicious, I bet he has a mustache. In any case, he must have left some traces that we can follow. And if we can figure out his real identity, we'll know his mortal weakness. Like a lover? Like an old wound? Exactly! Once we know their identity, we can find them and... Wait, no, I don't condone kidnapping. Maybe we could just... tell them about all the evil stuff this guy is doing and they could give him a really long lecture? Okay, maybe that isn't the best idea. Still, Carolyn always says the more you know about your opponent, the easier the victory. But this guy is like a ghost. No one has seen hide nor hair of him before all of this started. And here I thought armor like that would have made him super recognizable. With the flowers and all. I did look up what some of them mean, the ones Clay was able to identify. There are petunias and marigolds which symbolize resentment, anger, grief, and mourning. So that told me absolutely nothing, besides that he's a bad guy with some big feelings about the world, duh. Then I got an idea. What about the other well-known necromancers? Maybe we have a repeat offender on our hands. No one really seemed to fit, though. I was really, really close to ripping my fur out. But then I remembered all that stuff about the sigils. There was actually a necromancer that died when the portals opened. So I dug that file out of my pile, and yes! If the creation of the portals broke a sigil, then that can't just be a coincidence. Therefore, this necromancer from back then must have faked their death and rebranded themselves as the mustache-twirling, green-armored bad guy that we're facing now. Shouldn't you be doing the pointing thing now? I'm just not feeling it, Innkeeper. I know it doesn't add up, okay? I'm sorry, Archie. This isn't the revelation of truth that it should be. When you write your book, the detective should definitely be pointing at something. Pointing! Yes, I'll write that down. Good. Ooh, Melly, bad word? I can't believe we couldn't find anything. Who taught you that word, Melly? Wouldn't you like to know? well. What are you planning on doing now? We need a new perspective. Maybe there's something we haven't considered yet. That's why we brought some of our research materials with us. Oops, I didn't say his voice right. Wouldn't the library be better for this? Well, maybe, but there wouldn't be enough space to set up the conspiracy board. You brought the board here? Yep! Thanks for letting us set up here. Okay, I'll be in the back. Bye! I hope it's okay for us to take up some of your space. It's fine, Archie. You can go ahead. Much appreciated, Innkeeper. Well, don't you look chipper. It's good to see you too, Una. You can spare me the pleasantries. Long day? Nah, I was just never really into all this research mumbo-jumbo. I was surprised when I heard you whoops. Didn't catch the ownership. I was surprised when I heard you volunteered for the research group. Pah, your info gathering game is getting weak, Innkeep. I just chose the activity that's the least hassle. Too much exercise isn't good for the retirement spirit. But I don't need to tell you that, do I? Before you get another word out of me, though, I'll need something to get my energy back. That whole frantic research atmosphere really tires me out. Something to bring your strength back. Got it. Alright. Sword, sword, sword. So I've got cursed coffee. I mean, yeah. That's probably what I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I know. I think for this, cursed coffee is gonna be the choice. Ugh. Sorry, I'm on team spiced apple cider is the proper flavor of fall. I love you still though, Lumi. I am sure that you will have delicious. After stream, I'm making myself white hot chocolate because there's a lot of hot chocolate going on in tonight's drinks. Here, for all the heavy-duty crocheting you've been doing, I feel like I could crochet gloves for an entire army with this. You got some more adventurers stashed away in those back rooms of yours? Just some more frantic researchers, I'm afraid. So, what else have you been up to? Just making sure Grace and Scully don't work themselves into an early grave, for the most part. Any news on that front? Are you in the mood to be underwhelmed? Listening to what my patrons want to share, whether good or bad, is a key part of my job. Spoken like a good little innkeep. As for their research, not many surprises there, to be honest. The damage that breaking the sigils did is pretty much irreversible, as expected. That teleportation spell Grace is looking into is also not getting any less dangerous. Even with all the modifications she's making, there's still a good chance of it backfiring. And by a good chance, I mean like 70%. What kind of backfiring are we talking about? Like everything blows up and fireworks and fun? Like killing you? Like killing you instantly. Exactly. Oh. How are Scully and Grace feeling about everything? They're taking it in stride, or they're just too stubborn to give up. I'm not really sure. That sounds like them. What about you? Me? All of this must be pretty disheartening. I mean, not really. These kinds of doomsday scenarios just lose their impact after a while in this business. I've lived my life. I've made my choices. Now I'm just doing what I want either way. Fair. I have to buy stuff from the grocery store and zhuzh it up. If the end of days comes knocking and I'm on my porch crocheting and drinking, I'll have no regrets. But you're not on your porch. You're here, looking after the people try to avert that doomsday scenario. I can't believe I had to hear that from you. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I could offer you another drink to wash it down. No thanks. Unfortunately, you've got a point. I guess I got swept up in all this. A little. Sure is weird. What is? Karen. Not like I need to elaborate, preaching to the choir and all that. I don't know what you're talking about. Ha. Sure, whatever. Let me just ask you this. As you are, will you have no regrets when all of this is over? You couldn't just let me have the last word, huh? No winner. I'll leave you to contemplate that, I guess. Let's see. For someone who initially didn't care about saving the world, she's actually quite involved now. Even though she denies that she cares, or that these doomsday scenarios scare her, seeing her actual emotions begin to shine through really makes me happy. I bet her autobiography will be an absolute page-turner. Are Melly and Archie here? In the back. I'll go see if the young'uns need some company. Guivere. Ray. It's a little dragon symbol. Greetings. I mean, good mythical afternoon, adventurers. Uh-oh. Good afternoon, innkeeper. Does this afternoon seem mythical to you? It seems wet? Sorry about that. We didn't have much time to dry off before coming here. The floorboards should be able to endure it, just this once. It's okay if you want to leave now, Baya. We all made it back safe. Okay. But please, keep the blankets. Hello, Douglas. You cannot come up here. You can't make it. I could make some soup? We should be good for now. Thanks, Baya. Where are you headed, Baya? The swamp. I want to talk to my friends. I see. Goodbye. Let a tree know if you need any more help. I will come. Stay safe, Baya. You three do not look promising. Spit it out already. You've been chewing on this ever since we escaped from that mountain. It's just, I feel bad, alright? So, that doesn't sound too good. Isn't that pretty obvious? Right. More importantly, have the others come back yet, Innkeep? They haven't. It's a waiting game then. Great. My favorite. Alright, Innkeep. This is where ye come in with a drink. I'm going to explode if we keep brooding like this. We're not that rogue fella. And by which of my drinks would be of aid? Not sure what could help soften the outcome of our quest, but maybe protection from disappointment, that might do. Certainly. Hydrate! Sippy sippies, everyone! stretch too. Oh, I've been doing a lot of stretching this trip. Oh, my back. I wish one of you was close enough to come give me a massage. Because I don't know what I did to my back. I think there's probably a big knot, and I can't feel it because I can't touch that spot. Okay. I am looking for high defense. Steel tonic. First snow. Probably going for first snow. Or Frosted Lagoon. Think first snow. Oh yeah, Nomi, you should check out some of your follower emotes that Lumi made. There might be new ones since the last time you were here. Oh! I hope your disappointment will be just a distant memory after this drink. Thanks. This takes the edge off. Didn't realize my shoulders were so tense this entire time. Well, I meant check out mine, too. I've got super cute ones. Like this one that I can use anytime a bot comes into chat. Can I offer you two a drink as well? I'm fine, for now. Count me in, innkeeper. I don't really want to think about it. But perhaps understanding where we failed wouldn't be a bad idea. I'll see what I can do. I think I messed up. I really thought I was going the right way with that. Meaning the potion I gave them before they left. I thought it was the correct choice. I thought really hard about it, but I think I made the wrong choice. Or there is no right choice. I'm not really sure. I don't have any hot tea. I can't get hot tea right now. I just got an achievement, but I was too distracted. This might just be what you're looking for to understand the meaning of everything. What was my Steam achievement I just got? I'm nosy. I need to know. Mix every drink at least once. And Quivir just says 89% of players, or 8.9% of players have this achievement. 42. Ha ha, nerd joke. What? Weird, I don't know where that came from. But this is good. My synapses are firing at the speed of light. Here's my conclusion. We might be really, really screwed. Was it that bad? You don't even know the half of it. Wait, this can't just be it, right? Grace and the others should have figured something else out by now. You probably already have some quests in store for us for plans C, D, and X. I'm sorry, Hex. Oh, I can't leave the stream and make a cup of hot tea right now, so rude. Archie and Millie couldn't find any new leads, and Grace and Scully are still at it, but from what I've heard, they haven't found much either. That's, come on, Innkeeper, stop joking around. I don't think this is very funny. Neither do I. Then what are we even doing here? What? If the innkeeper doesn't have any quests for us, why are we wasting time here? If you hadn't noticed, the world may be ending soon. We failed to create the world-saving weapon, and now we're here to what? Have a nice chat? Wait, you're mighty close to overstepping there, wizard. Well, maybe someone needs to say it instead of just lazing around and... Hex. Sit your arse down. This is no time to lose your cool. We aren't just here to chat. Information about the group that went to Twilight Chasm will read this in first. At this point, we need to know their fate. It would be foolish to go running around without a plan. So, are we cool? Sorry. Not exactly a good look for a wizard to lose his head, is it? As long as you realize that's yourself. While we wait for the others, I guess it's time for another story, Innkeep. I'm looking forward to getting some context here. Right. After our chat the other day, Kyle and I went to pick up Hex. We said goodbye to Kyle, he cried, then he left for Marrow Castle. Soon after, Kara and Baya picked us up. They just stepped out of a tree right next to us. Baya was pretty excited to take us to the Highlands. Apparently, she's pen pals with the Yeti, and she's never gotten the opportunity to visit. And then whoosh! Whoosh? Yeah. 1 minute we're surrounded by nice and lush woods, and then the next, vast mountains. Snow. A lot of snow. You guys suck at descriptions. Our journey to the Highlands was so fast, it's barely noteworthy. It was impressive! I mean, sure, evocation is obviously the superior school of magic, but I suppose such a feat of conjuration was pretty cool, even though nothing blew up. And then you had to keep blabbing to Baya about it until we reached the village. Well, Grace would have killed me if I didn't ask for details. While the view was great, we were pretty disoriented. Even when we found the village Clay told us about, no one could point us towards the temple. Care looked like she was getting ready to throw people around if they continued saying they couldn't help us. It was clear that no one there knew anything. Even though we still had no idea where to go, we left the village. That's when Baya let out this gut-wrenching scream. It sounded kind of like this. Not even gonna try that one. Thanks. I really appreciate you replicating that scream. But why? Hey, you guys insisted I stay to tell the tale. Did someone die? Oh, hi, Lenny. Good to see you, Melly. No one died. X just got a little too enthusiastic. Come on, Doug. If you want up here, come here. Up here. Come on. They even said your number. 42, huh? Oh, Douglas, you're so heavy. Not really, but... Whoopsies! I see. Well, make sure not to scream like that anymore. Or no one will know when you really need a detective on the scene. After all, you don't want to be the next boy who cried detective. I'll keep that in mind. I'll go back to the board then. So, Baya let out a scream. We had no idea why she did, but we had no idea what she did. But before she could explain, we heard some loud footsteps approaching. It was hard to see with the heavy snowfall, but a huge silhouette was making its way towards us. Kara almost tore into it as soon as it was close. But before we knew it, Baya rushed forward. I almost attacked Baya's pen pal. You actually met the abominable Yeti? Really nice fellow. Also pretty good with directions. They pointed us towards the temple. When they did, I noticed their well-crafted ring made of something like opal. Couldn't help but ask them about it. Turns out they got it from the temple. That really got the Yeti talking. We learned a bunch about the temple's jewelry-making business. and about how anyone approaching the stronghold unannounced would be seen as an enemy, which is a horrible way to run a business. The Yeti explained that only a select group of trusted people are allowed on the premises. They didn't want to help us get in, though. Something about getting their jewelry buying rights revoked. But at least we knew the way, and soon, with that invisibility finally kicking in, we saw it before us. Lo and behold, the Temple of where the flame of Leviathan is kept. Sounds blasphemous. The trek up there was brutal. It was so much walking, I thought my feet were going to fall off. It wasn't so bad, really. The winding path looked nice with all that sparkling snow. That's easy for you to say. You just vaulted right over all that rubble. Guess we did get to the gate eventually. It was closed, of course. A gigantic, wet slab of stone in a weathered condition. If there's one thing I know about this sort of thing, it's that gates like this one are super inconvenient. Good thing we didn't want to waltz in through the main gate anyways. No, with the invisibility effect from your drink still active, we started to check for any other points of entry. There was all so much rubble, we figured there must have been somewhere for us to slip through. Well, there wasn't. And I was already starting to feel this itch of the invisibility wearing off. We were running out of time. Come on, tell the innkeep what you decided we should do next. We might have tried to scale the temple walls. We made it close to the top. But then the stone started to crumble right under our hands. Hex was the first to fall, but it didn't take long for us to follow. Though it's good to fall with a wizard that can cast a spell to slow our descent rather than break our necks. And here I thought you guys just wanted a big group hug. If you want more group hugs, maybe cast that spell earlier than 5 feet before hitting the ground. Oh sure, I'll try to practice spell casting while falling at terminal velocity more for next time. Well, you did manage it before we turned into a big puddle of adventure soup. If only we had managed to land literally anywhere else. I didn't even know creatures that big lived out there. Me neither. Right next to us, where we had thought was a snow-covered mountain, an eye as big as Care opened. It was the guardian of the temple. It slowly lifted its massive head, and we realized that mountain path we'd been walking on earlier was no path, but the body of the Guevere. Its snake body slowly unfolded unfurled from around the temple. While shaking the snow off itself, it revealed its pure white iridescent scales. For a few moments, it just stared us down. The gigantic opal embedded between its eyes shone with every color imaginable. What I wouldn't have given to work with an opal of such fine quality. It's good to hear you guys had a mythical moment there. But I, for one, was worried about the overgrown snake with wings. The Guevere unfurled its wings from where they had been tucked against its body and rose into the air. Man, this thing sounds like so pretty. An attack position. It struck with such speed we only avoided it thanks to Kara's quick reflexes when she pushed us into the snow. All I could think about was that I didn't want to fight it. When it was getting back into position for another strike, I screamed our intentions out. I couldn't imagine the dragon's guardian would be indifferent to our objective. It didn't seem to care much about it, though. Or it didn't hear us. I didn't want to give up. We had to communicate with it in a way that it couldn't ignore. So we choreographed an expressionist dance. No, not really. But that would have been a lot funnier. In any case, instead of trying to fight it, I told the others to get moving and get our message across by writing it in large letters in the snow. Ever tried to stomp out letters while a giant reptile is attacking you, innkeeper? Heck of a core workout. I think I developed muscles where no muscles should ever develop. Watch out, he might become the first wizard to ever complete a push-up. And did it work? The push-up? No. The writing in the snow? Wasn't sure at first, but when the attack stopped, I saw it looking intently at what we had written. Then it launched itself in our direction again. But instead of trying to attack us, it dove into the snow? The The ground beneath us started shaking until all of us were suddenly lifted on top of its head. I thought we were ascending to Tuat's realm for a second, not gonna lie. But instead, we were just lifted higher and higher into the air, towards the temple. Soon we could see a tower emerging from the temple grounds. The Guardian must have understood us after all, because it was taking us to the only place I could have imagined the flame to be. Soon we were close enough for us to jump down from the Guardian. And then I saw the altar. What did you see? That's the thing. We saw nothing. Nothing. No great flame of Leviathan. Just a devastated altar. And an empty basin where the flame should have rested. We were so foolish. The clues were already there when we were approaching the temple. All the rubble, the poor state of the building. The flame was extinguished during the flood, long before we ever set foot in the Highlands. I should have known that an eternal flame was too good to be true. It was all such a waste of time. You can imagine our shock at what we saw, Innkeeper. The realization slowly began to settle in. There would be no way of forging that weapon. Nothing to wield against the necromancer. Up there at the altar, everything was so quiet. The priest hadn't reached us yet. There was just the sound of the wind and the crushing disappointment we were all feeling. The Guardian didn't need to say a word. I understood it either way. Whatever emotions we were feeling, they couldn't compare to the grief in the Guardian's eyes. Eventually, we were joined by some of the priests who confirmed what we had already surmised. They lost their main object of worship on the day of the flood. At least our disappointment was somewhat softened by the warm meal the priests offered us. I think they felt bad for us. There's community in shared grief. They were pretty interested in that sword of yours as well. Considering everything we learned in the last few days, the minor divinity of it feels hardly noteworthy. I'll cherish it nonetheless. Maybe I'm also just glad that it'll remain a memento of my grandma. It was stupid to think I could try and rival her feats. But I didn't expect you to talk to those priests for so long. I'd never seen you so forthcoming before, eh? Ain't exactly every day you see that kind of smithing mastery on display. The jewelry those priests were decked out in was a wonder to behold. Straight dripping. No. Please don't. Hey, you don't complain when Inako says it. That level of craftsmanship is to be expected of Ur's people, I guess. They were really generous as well, practically forced those opals on you. And that blueprint. You're misunderstanding that one, Care. That was for ye. It's a sword blueprint that's been passed down since the conception of that temple. A form worthy of the dragon's might, as they put it. Then they wasted it. I know you won't hear it now, but if you ever feel different, it'd be an honor for forge it for ye. We eventually got ready to head back. I was worried about the lack of trees around us, but Baya seemed unbothered. We headed out to the courtyard where, slowly but surely, she grew a whole tree. Its branches were stark white and covered in gleaming leaves. I asked her afterwards what kind of tree it was, but she just replied it was the dream of the soil. Dunno what that meant. The priest looks very touched by its appearance. But we needed to be on our way, so into the tree we went. We stopped by Baya's and then headed over here. So that's that. Never had such a depressing walk back to the tavern. Oh, quit your yapping. You were going on and on about this all the way over here, too. That's easy for you to say. After all, you got those gems. Great for your stupid competition. Some of us were a bit put off by the quest failing. Why didn't you just come out and say what your problem is? My problem is that you're acting like everything's fine. Is everyone okay? More or less. Yeah. What about Melly and the others? I need to... I'll go. Alright. Thanks, Ray. I'll take my leave. We told our story. There's no other reason for me to stick around. I know this is a hard time for all of us, but I need to check on Grace. Goodbye, Hex. It's getting late. There's always a room for you upstairs if you get tired, Care. It's fine. I'll keep you company. Things must be really dire if you're offering that. What do they say? Desperate times call for desperate measures? I just got an achievement called Last Dawn. I'm not really sure that's a good thing. Welcome back. Keep it. Okay, where's the others? And he goes outside, trying to calm Boy down. We didn't want him to throw up in your tavern. Treats for Artemis. Treats for the puppies. Okay. Okay. Pretty? Oh, one for both of you? Chill. Down. Chill. Douglas. Sit. Chill. Good girls. Ready? High five? High five? Good boy. Good girl. Did he have a panic attack? I hope he isn't giving him too hard of a time about it. She isn't, right? No. Where is she then? Gone. She's gone. She left? No. She's dead. Tia can't be dead. You're right. She's way too stubborn to die. Well, she did. I'm sorry, that's awful? Yeah, you don't have to tell us that. Is anyone else? No, we got away just in time. That's good. What about Fable? Did you see them there in the chasm, maybe? No, we didn't find them, though. What? I found a bunch of broken arrows not too far from the portal. They were all engraved with pretty flowers. I think they were there, they just didn't... Yeah, right? Come back? I mean, the world has been ending, so it's been getting slowly darker, but... And I don't know, maybe I made them the wrong drink too, I never know. I might, like, give it a little after I finish this. Like, maybe I'll revisit this once a year or once every couple of months and try different things out and play the story differently just to see, because there's, like, so many combinations you could go with. Maybe with a drink they would have been okay. What do you mean? You didn't make them a drink and keep? We had a bit of a fight. So you willfully endangered them? I had hoped it would stop them from going. Nothing could ever stop people from helping people, you idiot. I realize that now. You should thank the dragons I care more about my friends' eardrums than I care about yelling at you. I already regret it well enough, don't you worry. You better, if anything happened to them. stand up like Alithia, I know. Me too. We shouldn't have left without her. Her body wasn't exactly cooperative. We couldn't have taken it with us if we tried. Don't call her that! What? An it! Clay, he's right. Have some respect. I'm just saying. Well, stop saying it! Alright, you three, calm down. No need to spill more blood. Please, tell us what happened. What does it matter? We abandoned her. That's what happened. We didn't do that. We sure abandoned the world. Our angel would be disappointed in us. It's not like we had much of a choice. You would say that, wouldn't you? What's that supposed to mean? You always run. Of course you wouldn't choose anything else. I ran because I have something to get back to, Clay. So did she. Okay, how about a drink for calming all of those nerves? No. Time and place. I'll take one. I need to tell you what happened after all, even though I rather wouldn't. Got anything to make that easier? I'm running out of secrets, though. Don't worry, there's no need for trading today. I don't have anything to wash away the regret, but maybe I can get you something to make the words flow easier. Oof, this is a rough one. Wait, are you? Feeling complicated. It's been going complicated. I'm just trying to, like, relax, decompress. I haven't, with all the stress that's been dealing with, I haven't gotten to, like, really recover from my 2-week trip, and so my fibro's up, but I am here tonight because I couldn't skip streaming 2 weeks in a row. Couldn't do that. And so I am here. We're probably getting close to wrapping up day 2, which is where I'm gonna call it. Although Final Dawn, I could be at the end of the game for all I know. For me, if so, I got the bad ending. Here. Thanks for this little taste of normalcy. So I don't really know what to ask. Did you stop him? No. Oh. He was faster than us, somehow. Ellie and Baya drew us a map to the portal so we could get there quickly, but when we arrived, we found a note stapled to a tree. It read, "If you value your lives, go home." He knew you were coming? Apparently. Jade and Tia argued about what to do, but we didn't exactly have a lot of options. So we went after him, right into the Twilight Chasm. It was... calling it the realm of nightmares seems like an understatement in retrospect. Wouldn't have made it without Boy, and Tia's light, and Tia's light. We ran into the necromancer on his way back. Didn't even catch him before he got to her. He looked unharmed. It's ridiculous how easy it must have been for him. In his hands, he held an axe shaped like a dragon's talon, pulsating with magical energy. It was smaller than I thought it would have been. Magic weapons tend to be size adjustable. Oh, right. Maybe we would have stood a chance if we hadn't walked right into a cluster of nightmare creatures. I thought maybe they'd be a good distraction for him too, but the necromancer called on them for aid in the chasm's tongue. Voice said he promised them freedom and endless nightmares. And just like that, they sided with him, and we were up against a necromancer, a god's axe, and a horde of monsters. We thought we were well protected. The frost armor, it helped at first, kept the creature's sharp claws at bay, but whenever the necromancer got close to one of us, he cast some sort of modified fire spell first thing. It melted our armor and most of our defenses. So I did mess up. Maybe one of the others would have gotten killed the other way. I don't know. At least we were fast enough to avoid most of the attacks thrown at us. Guess I was right about the speed. Doesn't feel that good though without Tia here to hear my I told you so. The fire must have been difficult for you, Dave. It was. I managed not to get caught in it. Until we pushed to the edge of the Twilight Chasm, back to the portal we had entered from. That's where he was heading to, back towards Gaia. The others had already been pushed out by the nightmare creatures, but I was still in his way. When his fire magic hit me in the chest and I stumbled backwards, falling onto the jagged ground. I froze. I wish I hadn't, but fear took a hold of me and I couldn't move. I lay there, charred, bleeding, terrified, and he just looked at me. I thought, this is it. It's over. I'm going to abandon Melly after all. And then after what felt like an eternity, he just walked away through the portal and left me there, alive. I scrambled after him, of course, after I regained my senses. I don't know why he spared me. Maybe he briefly remembered he has a motherfucking heart. Maybe. It doesn't matter, I guess. When I charged back into the fight, it looked even worse than it had moments ago. Every time a monster went down, he just brought them back up. We couldn't break through, couldn't even get close to him until Clay cut down 4 of them at once, and Tia was quick enough to take advantage of the opening. Suddenly, she was face to face with the necromancer, fighting him one-on-one. Right in the middle of the moon pools, under Cassiopeia's light. It's true, you know. You can see all of the 7 moons reflected in the clear waters at once. It would have looked beautiful if it hadn't been for all the blood. I tried to get to her and help, but I kept getting swarmed. Tia's blood is gold. Did you know that? No, and I wish I didn't now. Yeah, me too. I'll spare you all the details. She fell, and he struck her again and again until she stayed down. And then he brought her back. Her body, that is. Our Tia wasn't in there anymore. She would never have fought Clay willingly. I was trying to get to him, but she just wasn't letting me through. And I couldn't hurt her. She's my best friend. We kept trying to fight, kept trying to channel our anger into victory against him, but I couldn't stop thinking about who was going to end up with empty eyes next. When I heard Clay scream after Tia cut through his shoulder, I had to do something. So I yelled out for all of us to run. Iniko pulled Voy away, clearing a path for us to escape, and I tried to pull Clay away from Tia, away from his death. He's much stronger than me, though. So I called out to Jade for help. For the record, I think we're cowards for leaving, but Tia would have been beating my ass if I'd let Clay die. You decided to save each other. Tia would have been proud of you. I don't know about that, but at least we're alive. At least you're alive. Jade helped me pull Clay away from the fight, and we ran. We ran and we ran until Void collapsed, and when he got back up, we made our way to your tavern. And now we're here. I'm glad you all made it back, but I'm sorry you had to go through all that. Why did we have to? Why didn't Cassiopeia save us? Save her! The dragons are neutral. The dragons are fuckers! Sure are. Real fucker is the madman who killed her. We have to go back. I don't think that's a good idea, bud. We have to. We have to retrieve her body. He can't have her. Now he can use her to navigate that stupid portal, and she would hate that. She would hate being turned into another monster he could use. If we can't get her back, we at least have to bring her here to give her a proper burial. We can't do that, Clay. We don't even know where they are right now. If we had stayed, we might. But we didn't. Thanks to you. But it is what it is, right? You say we can't go back, so we can't change anything. We screwed up. We played right into his hands. All this power and strength and magic, we didn't change anything. Hold on, I'm sure you did your best. What's the point of doing that if it doesn't save anyone? I can't even feel her anymore. The bracelet, it's just empty. There's just an absence where Tia should be. I feel like if we had just done something different, if I hadn't been so stubborn, I don't know if you could have changed anything. Why do you sound so sure of that? I think the necromancer, I think he heard everything, what you planned, I mean. How could that even be possible? After you left the jackdaw near my window, I think it was a spy, and it heard everything. What? How does that even happen? How did you not notice that? I don't know. I'm sorry. All I'm saying is, it's not your fault the plan failed. He outsmarted us. All of us. So there's nothing we could have done? That can't be right. What's the point of all of this then? If he knows everything, then we might as well give up. He has Ur's axe, he has an army of nightmare creatures, and more. And she's gone. The only person who'd know what to do is gone. And we don't have a magic greatsword either. You've got to be kidding me. What? Magic flame was put out by the flood. So, we've lost. It's over? Not yet. He hasn't won yet either. Even if it feels like he has. We're still here, so we can still fight. We can still stand in his way. Hope will only abandon us if we let it. You're right. Us giving up, that's not what she would have wanted. What she would have wanted was to live, to get a chance to be more than some pointless martyr. I want her back. Clay, no! I don't want to hear anything else from you. You didn't even notice a spying bird in your tavern. Or maybe you did. Who knows? You're dishonest with us all the time. Do you even really care about any of this? I don't say I can't afford to care because I already know I care, so of course I care. I care more than you could ever imagine. I wish I could bring her back too, Clay. Well, can you? No. What help are you then? That soul binding spell. That's Grace found. Screw this. I'm done hearing excuses. And I'm done pretending we'll make it through this. Clay, please stay. Can I have one of those drinks now? Don't want to go after him? If I was him, I'd kill all of us, so no. What kind of drink do you want? I don't know. Something fast, maybe? Didn't help with the fight, but might help my stomach. It's worth a shot, I guess. Let's go with the good old Swift Strike in honor of Fable, who is not with us today. They're pretty harsh. But I don't know. Just how I like it. What kind of drinks did she like? Defense all the way. Adds up. Uh-oh. This does not look good. Oh. That's... And with that, unlocking the achievement that literally says, uh-oh, this does not look good, we have finished the stream. Yep, I'm gonna be that person and stick to what I said. And I'm only gonna play 2 days. I'm not gonna push myself too much because I'm sore and everything. I have played more than 1 day and longer than previous streams have been lately, so I'm pretty happy with that. I hope everyone had a wonderful time and enjoyed themselves, and I love you, and thanks very much for coming. Mwah!